A very warm welcome to yet another Kumekucha video. Information and analysis that is very difficult to find anywhere else. I recommend that you subscribe and you hit the bell button so that you receive notifications every time I have a new video. Karibu sana and enjoy. In Kenya we say, palipo na moshi hapakosi moto. That means where there's smoke, there can never fail to be fire. I would like us to keep this saying in mind as we examine a rather curious development. The outgoing US ambassador to Kenya, Robert Godec, came out with a statement yesterday strongly denying rumors on social media. Now, just a minute. Did I say rumors on social media? That the US denied rumors on social media? Yeah. Everybody knows that you cannot believe everything you see on social media. It's widely known. And it is very rare for any government in the world to come out and deny rumors on social media. It happens, but it's very rare. Now, what were these rumors? Well, according to sources on social media, the US government had its nationals moved out of the Dusit D2 hotel a day before the attack. And then they went on to warn all US nationals to avoid the hotel, suggesting that the Americans knew the attack was coming. Ambassador Godec came out and said, no, this is not true. And he added that the spread of such kind of false, fake information only acts as an impediment in the fight against terrorism. Now, obviously, there's much more to this than meets the eye. But we need a big picture, and we also need a balanced picture, in order for you to understand this information. And so allow me to quickly go back in time to another period when people, or rather Kenyans, were very sure that the Americans were aware of an attack that was coming. And this has to do with the worst ever terror attack on Kenyan soil, which happened on August 7th, 1998, when the US Embassy at that time in downtown Nairobi was bombed. Now, it has always been widely believed that the Americans knew the attack was coming. In fact, the story was that the Americans warned the Kenyan government and that the Kenyan government ignored the warning. Many Kenyans even said the dreaded Israeli Mossad intelligence had also warned the Kenyan government, but the Kenyan government ignored. And as a result, 200 people were killed, and over 5,000 people injured, many of them maimed, disfigured, and crippled for life. Well, early this year, that information was proved to be false. Madam Prudence Bushnell, who was the American ambassador to Kenya at that time, has just released a new book. And in the book she says, around November 1997, that is the year before the attack, a man just walked into the US Embassy and warned of a possible attack. And this man appeared to have very specific information because he gave details. He said that the bomb would be brought in a truck. The truck would be driven into the embassy and then detonated, which is precisely what happened. Well, almost, because the truck was stopped, and that saved a lot of lives. Anyway, Prudence Bushnell at that time was away. She was out of the country. She was in Washington when this man walked into the Nairobi embassy. But when she returned, she took the warnings very seriously. Now, this was quite something, because prior to that, Bushnell had already received warnings from Washington. They were getting irritated because she was always nagging them about the security situation at the embassy and constantly reminding them how vulnerable the embassy was to an attack. At that time, the embassy was at the corner of Moy Avenue and Haile Selassie Avenue, right next to Cooperative Building. And anybody who knows anything small about security will tell you that there are a lot of bad things that can happen to a target bang in the middle of the CBD and situated at a place like that, especially an American embassy. And so, despite the backlash she was already getting, she took this man who walked into the embassy seriously enough, to send that information to Washington. And that information was circulated amongst other intelligence outfits, and the conclusion was that it was false. The guy who had brought in the information was a flake, if I can put it the American way. And she was told the building was strong enough to withstand any kind of bomb blast, which actually panned out, and proved to be true, when it happened. However, maybe she should have asked, what about the people inside the building? Yes, the building will not collapse. Yes, the building can withstand the bomb blast. But what about the human beings inside the building? Anyway, Prudence Bushnell says in a book, on the morning of August 7th, 1998, she was at the embassy and she was with the commerce minister of the Kenyan government, a man called Joseph Kamotho. And then, and I quote, an explosion from the street below drew us to the window, Miss Bushnell writes. I was the last to get up and I had moved only a few feet from the couch I was sharing with the commerce minister, Joseph Kamotho, when a loud wave of freight train force hurled me back across the room. Everything dimmed. She was, of course, slightly injured from that attack, but she recovered. The Kenyan minister Kamotho also recovered. It was true the building could withstand a bomb, but there are some people within that embassy, who were not so lucky, and they passed on. The point in my telling you that story is that you cannot believe rumors all the time. However, sometimes, in fact in most cases, a rumor starts for a reason. That reason could be evil. Somebody could have evil objectives, in spreading a certain rumor. Or that rumor could be based on some half information. Some half information people got. And they filled in the blanks wrongly. For instance, there are people who saw that man walk into the US Embassy in 1997. Yes. And they knew that the information was passed on to Washington. So conclusion, the Americans had been warned. The Americans knew an attack was coming. That's a good example. So you see how the rumor started. It was actually based on facts. The fact that somebody walked in and warned the Americans. However, those facts were interpreted wrongly. Because nobody knew what action was taken or how the Americans received that information. And so in the same way, we must ask, where did this rumor start? What was the objectives of those who were spreading these rumors that actually the Americans were aware? Now, of course, this is extremely sensitive information. And in my latest Club 1999 video, very detailed documentary, which starts with detailing step by step, minute by minute, exactly what went down at the Dusit, including footage from CCTV cameras at the hotel. I also address this rumor, and I also address another much more frightening rumor, the rumor that actually this attack favored the government of Kenya. That particular rumor has been widespread on social media. It has even been brought up, by members of Club 1999. And what I've come up with is a very, very detailed analysis, revealing lots of highly sensitive information most Kenyans are not aware of. Now, it is very easy to become a member of Club 1999. All you need to do is to send a blank email to the email address you see on your screens. And then you'll get an automated response giving you payment details. We will not record or keep your email address to bother you later. We don't do that. So you can be confident that all you'll get is a response from us with the information you seek, payment details on how to become a member of Club 1999 immediately, and nothing else. Membership for 6 months is only 2,555 Kenya shillings or $25.55. Yeah, life membership, which I highly recommend because you'll never ever need to pay anything again, is only $35.55 or Kenya shillings 3,555. You will of course also be able to have access to a lot of past information, past sensitive videos that you've missed. Almost 40 sensitive videos you'll have in your hands of what I can only describe as mind-boggling information. Well, one thing most of you already know is that the year 2019 is going to be quite a year, and I believe it pays to be ahead, to have a good idea of exactly what's going down, and also a very good idea of what to expect. Because we have all witnessed what has happened only in the first 15 days of the year. We've had serious political earthquakes, a terrorist attack, and this only 15 days of the year. And a year has 365 days. So clearly, you need to be on top of the situation, at least as far as information is concerned. In my view, it will make a huge difference going forward. Very huge. So this is a decision you will never regret, and you'll in fact always be grateful for. That one I guarantee. Until next time, this is Kshs Kumekucha.